To get the cutting edge straight, set the blade straight on the sharpening stone. Run back and forth in smooth, even strokes. Look down the edge to check for straightness or use the stone as a flat edge. Continue until there is a small flat line along the entire edge. To flatten the back, use a new stone to guarantee flatness. Oil the stone. The oil is a mineral oil and can be purchased in most industrial supply stores. If you have a problem finding it, get in touch with C.S. Osborne and Company. Spread oil around. Hold the blade absolutely flat on the stone. Spread oil side to side several times, cutting on push stroke only, then just drawing back. It is important to check the blade for progress. Scratches will be found on the back. Make sure scratch pattern goes all the way to the end of the blade. Continue to flatten back, continuously wiping off excess oil and debris. Now flip the blade over, add oil and spread around. Lay the blade flat down and raise ever so slightly. Make slow, easy passes in one direction only. It is important to maintain a consistent same angle each time. This creates a smooth, consistent beveled edge. Continue a few more times. Make sure there is no line or flat spot down the edge of the blade when you look down directly on the blade. If there is a line, continue to sharpen. Check again for flat line on the edge. Repeat if necessary. Feel along the opposite edge of what you're cutting with your thumb. You can feel a slight hook or unevenness. You can double check by looking down on that edge. Continue sharpening the opposite edge to smooth out all burrs by laying it down flat with a couple of passes in one direction. Check every couple of passes for burrs. If you still feel a burr, raise the blade ever so slightly to remove it. Do this slowly and carefully, otherwise you may form an unwanted bevel. To sharpen a flat-edge tool, use the coarse side of the stone. First, even out the cutting edge by keeping the tool perpendicular to the stone. Stroke in a single direction many times, checking the edge every couple of strokes to make sure all the surfaces are flat. Add some oil to the sharpening stone and continue in smooth, even strokes. Check edge to make sure you can see an even reflection all around the blade. To sharpen, hold the tool on an angle as shown and stroke forward smoothly and evenly. Check the blade for a consistent flat edge and turn the tool to allow for sharpening all the way around. It is important to cut only on the push stroke in order to avoid the formation of burrs. Continue sharpening each side of the blade, checking your results every 3 or 4 strokes. Make sure to keep the angle in which you hold the blade to the stone as constant as possible to achieve a nice even bevel all the way around. To hone a fine, sharp edge, turn the stone over, exposing the fine side, and apply oil to the stone. Continue in the same fashion as before by sharpening on the push stroke only. At this point, just a few strokes will hone the edge to the desired sharpness. To sharpen oval edge and other tools, simply flatten out the edges first by placing the edge flat on the stone and employing a pull stroke only. Continue sharpening as in the flat edge tool. If a burr is present, use this tapered round stone to remove it by lightly passing the tool over the inside of the blade as shown, and continue to sharpen. To sharpen a common edge tool, use the tapered round file and run the stone along the inside of the V, drawing it towards you in small, short strokes. Use the fine tip of the stone gently to remove any burrs. To sharpen a 126 edger, you'll need 2 stones. To get inside, use the knife edge stone by running in even strokes like this. To sharpen the area with a hollow, use the round file. Use short pulling strokes. To sharpen the 130 edger, starting on the flat surface, use a couple of push strokes on the flat side of an oiled flat stone. Use the smaller flat stone like this to smooth out each side. This is a 127.5 edger. Use a tapered round file to smooth out, and then flip around to deburr. The 133 edger also requires the round file to sharpen and deburr, like so. This is a 128 edger. First, remove the outer housing to expose the blade. Use a flat stone to sharpen the outside using short push strokes. Then use the tapered round file to deburr the inside using the fine tip. Use the smaller flat stone to sharpen the inside flat portion of the blade by using very short strokes back and forth.